Rosedale High seniors and best friends. Sadie Cunningham and Michaela Hooper use their classmate, Craig Thompson, to catch serial killer Lowell Orson Layman. Lowell threatens the girls, but instead of getting frightened, they get excited and ask him to be their mentor, to which he refuses. When they realize that Craig is still alive, they suffocate him and chop and melt his body, an idea they got from a show. Since they're the ones who killed Craig, they tell Lowell that his body count is back to 4. Michaela and Sadie keep Lowell captive, and they return home, greeting their families like nothing happened. They start to talk about Craig going missing while promoting their true crime Twitter page and blog at Tragedy Girls. Sheriff Blaine Welch visits their class and announces that Craig is believed to have run away from home, prompting Michaela and Sadie to interrupt and insist on looking into the foul play angle. Their teacher, Mrs. Kent, then asks the class to be respectful and not spread rumors. Michaela and Sadie create a video to suggest that there's a killer on the loose in Rosedale. Their classmate and video editor, Jordan, who is Blaine's son, says that Blaine doesn't want to scare people, but like them, he also wants to tell the truth. The girls' goal is to have 100,000 followers by prom. They decide to steal Lowell's identity and use it to leverage their online presence, then frame him for everything. At a cheer practice, Rosedale High's cheer captain, Syl Stanton, notices Michaela's flower shoes and tells her to wear the proper footwear next time for her safety. Later, when Michaela's ex-boyfriend, Toby Mitchell, who has a lot more followers than them, refuses to give them a shout-out, Sadie tells Michaela that they need to kill him. They set up a trap and record him and his motorbike flying off the road. They then repeatedly stab him to finish him off. When Toby's cries for help attract a man passing by, Sadie tells the man that she and her friend are having car trouble, but they can fix it themselves. Sadie then finds Michaela making out with Toby's corpse. Well, that took a necrophiliac turn real quick. The next day, they approach a journalist covering Toby's story, suggesting foul play, but the coroner has ruled his death as an accident. Jordan tells them that he showed Blaine their page, but Blaine just told him that motorbikes are dangerous and told him to stop working with them. He asked them to stop covering the case, concerned for their safety, but Sadie assures him that they're not scared. In a meeting with the prom committee, Syl suggests toning down the dance to honor Craig and Toby and donating the budget to their families, which prom president Sadie and prom VP Michaela oppose. Pissed, they destroy Syl's lending library, Rosedale's official entry to a statewide woodworking competition on the weekend. As Syl fixes her lending library, Sadie and Michaela appear, wearing black outfits and masks. Syl recognizes Michaela because she's wearing her flower shoes, and Sadie reprimands Michaela, revealing their identities. Syl tries to escape but ends up dying from woodworking equipment. To prevent it from looking like an accident again, they chop Syl's body to pieces. The next day, Syl's body is found, and Michaela is interviewed because of her conspiracy theory. When Jordan sees blood splatters on her flower shoes, she tells him it's her period. He tells her that Blaine is pissed at them and wants to bring them in for interfering with the investigation, making her extremely excited. He then tells her that if Sadie needs an alibi, she can say that she was watching a movie with him. Michaela and Sadie are called to the principal's office, where Blaine tells them that their actions are jeopardizing the whole investigation, but the girls insist that they're helping the victims and their families through their blog. Before they leave, Blaine tells them that they need to account for their whereabouts the night before, prompting Michaela to tell Blaine that both of them watched a movie with Jordan. At Syl's memorial service, Sadie says she hopes she can fill Syl's shoes as cheer captain and urges everyone to visit their blog for more information on the case and if they want to donate in Syl's name. A local firefighter named Big Al gets up and shares that he believes Michaela and Sadie's theory that someone is targeting the students and that the sheriff's department is not doing enough about it, upsetting Blaine. He then vows that he and other volunteers will search to catch the perpetrator, prompting the attendees to cheer for him. Upset that Big Al stole their spotlight, the girls head to their hideout and prepare a liquid they can use to eliminate him since he's too huge to attack with an axe. When Sadie goes to get another bottle because Michaela dropped the first one, Lowell attempts to turn Michaela against Sadie by telling her that Sadie will betray her and take all of the credit after bossing her around to do the dirty work. Michaela tells him he can't turn her against Sadie and leaves. Jordan visits the station to tell Blaine that Michaela and Sadie have found leads regarding the killer, but Blaine dismisses him, annoyed that he's working overtime to prevent the town from panicking because of the girls. Blaine tells him that finding the killer will not bring his mom back and him working with Sadie is not honoring his mom's memory. When Blaine leaves Jordan in his office, Jordan steals case files from Blaine's computer. Michaela approaches Big Al while he works out at the gym alone. She knocks over his water bottle, and when she refills it, she laces his water with the liquid they prepared. Before Big Al can drink it, he hears Sadie coming since Jordan texted her that he's coming over to her house in 20 minutes for something urgent. When he goes to check what the noise is, Sadie tries to signal Michaela that they need to go. Big Al returns and the girls attack him with gym equipment. Big Al fights back, but the girls stab him and decapitate him with a bench press. Sadie then informs Michaela that Jordan is on his way to her house. Jordan arrives at Sadie's and gives her a flash drive containing copies of police reports, crime scene photos, and documents from all 6 murders from his dad's work computer to help her with the case. After Big Al's body is found the next day, Michaela learns from Sadie that their blog is blowing up and that they've reached 105,000 followers. When her mom tells her that school is canceled because there's another murder, Michaela pretends to be shocked. At an emergency town hall meeting, Mayor Campbell urges everyone to have faith and patience with the authorities and each other. As Blaine urges everyone to stay calm and announces that they're going to implement a strict 8 p.m. curfew, Jordan, who's sitting behind Sadie and Michaela, notices that after Michaela pulls out her phone, everyone receives a photo of Big Al's severed head. Sadie and Michaela then turn the people against the authorities. Meanwhile, Lowell escapes. While the townspeople march to show the killer that they're not afraid and to show Blaine their stand, Jordan breaks into the school and steals Michaela's psychological profile. The townspeople later scream in horror upon seeing Mayor Campbell's corpse on a pole. Upon checking the security camera in Lowell's room, the girls learn that Lowell has escaped. The next day, when reporters ask if they're afraid that they will be targeted because of their blog, Michaela says they will not rest until they stop the killer. She then notices someone walking behind the reporters. Michaela's parents call Michaela to inform her that they've been receiving numerous calls and there's someone who calls but just breathes into the phone. Michaela tells them not to talk to anyone and to lock the doors. The girls then receive a photo of them answering the reporters, prompting them to believe that Lowell is after them. Sadie and Michaela report to Blaine that they're being followed and describe Lowell. They ask to be escorted by the police to ensure their safety, but Blaine tells them to stop checking their location online so they won't be found, which they strongly refuse. Later in class, Mrs. Kent reprimands Sadie and Michaela for using their phones and for feeding off people's misery. Jordan quits being the girls' video editor to support his father. Upset, Michaela says Blaine is useless, just like when his wife was murdered, angering Jordan, who then steals Michaela's phone. Michaela wants Jordan dead as she suspects that he knows something, but Sadie tells her that she shouldn't have brought up his mom. When Michaela discovers that her phone, which has evidence of their crimes, is missing, she accuses Jordan of stealing it. Since Michaela strongly wants to eliminate Jordan for betraying them, Sadie volunteers to do it because he's her friend. Sadie arrives at the Welch's house and Jordan sneaks her into his room, so Blaine, who's sleeping in the living room, won't see her. Jordan tells her that he thinks Michaela knows the killer because his mom's death has never been ruled as a murder. He saw blood splatters on her shoes the morning after Syl's death, and she sent a text before everyone got Big Al's picture during the town meeting. When he brings up that Michaela has a second unregistered phone, Michaela, who's outside and listening to their conversation, is enraged knowing her suspicion is correct. Jordan then reveals that he broke into the school and stole Michaela's psychological profile during the march, prompting him to suspect her more. Jordan confesses to Sadie that she's special to him, and Sadie kisses him. Michaela sees Lowell on his way up, and Sadie and Jordan soon hear an aggressive knock on the door. Thinking it's Blaine, Jordan opens the door after Sadie hides and Lowell stabs him. As Sadie fights Lowell, Michaela breaks the Welch's window, waking Blaine. Blaine shoots at Lowell, who's chasing Sadie. After Lowell jumps off a window, Blaine runs to Jordan, who tells him Sadie saved his life. As Sadie calls for an ambulance, she secretly destroys Michaela's phone. 2 weeks later, Blaine announces that there has been no attack since the attack at his home and honors Sadie for her bravery, saying he's eternally indebted to her for saving Jordan. When a reporter asks what's next for the tragedy girl, Sadie doesn't correct her that there are 2 of them and goes on to say that she'll continue to fight for what's right and make the community a safer place, upsetting Michaela. Michaela confronts Sadie and they end up having a falling out. At prom night, Sadie attends with Jordan as her date, while Michaela, whose parents think she's going alone, is picked up by Lowell. Mrs. Kent informs Sadie that she's put her name forward for a scholarship, and Jordan apologizes for suspecting Michaela. Shortly after, Jordan and Sadie are declared prom king and queen. When Mrs. Kent goes out to smoke, Michaela kills her and sends Sadie her photo. Sadie confronts Michaela, telling her not to ruin her future, but Michaela reminds her of their first kill. Mrs. Welch. Michaela reminds her that it was her plan and recalls how they killed her when they were kids, attacking her as she drove them home from dance practice, unaware that Jordan has followed Sadie and is listening to them. Michaela adds that she cried and was scared, but Sadie was cold as ice, even becoming friends with Jordan. Lowell appears and Jordan attempts to save Sadie. After Michaela stops Lowell from harming Sadie, he turns on her, prompting Michaela to pull out a gun and shoot him dead. The girls reconcile, and when Jordan threatens to call the police on Michaela, convinced that Sadie's nothing like her, Sadie hangs him. Sadie and Michaela lock the gymnasium doors, start a fire in the gymnasium, and send a photo of the doors chained to all the attendees, who then run in panic as the fire spreads. The girls watch as 124 prom attendees desperately attempt to escape their trap, and they stay to watch the firefighters putting out the fire and Blaine screaming for Jordan, calling it the best night ever. Months after the incident, Blaine resigns as sheriff to focus on charity work in Jordan's name, and Lowell is blamed for the murders. Meanwhile, Sadie and Michaela have gained millions of followers and are busy with a book tour, major interviews, and a Lifetime movie in the works. As they head off to college, Sadie and Michaela urge their followers to click the link to Jordan's charity. They tell them that they're ready to start a new chapter in their lives, all smiles like nothing happened, and urge them to keep following the Tragedy Girls. Well, this movie was a tragedy in itself. It was really hard to like anyone in the movie. Some killers like Dexter Morgan are people you root for, but these two girls were insufferable. What did you guys think?
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.